No way. I mean, just no way did they do these changes. What's up, everybody? Coach Mills here, and we got to talk about these crazy freaking Overwatch changes. We had Overwatch 2 reveals, and they did reworks to both Sombra and Bastion, and we got some interesting information about the future of agents. I mean, there's a lot to cover, so after you go to the GameLeap website down below, let's jump right in. Now, it looks like across the board, they're going to be dramatically reducing CC for every character type that is not a tank. They want to make CC something that is very tank specific, and for the most part, with small exceptions like on a sleep dart and things like that, they are trying to reduce CC. They are actually going as far as testing Doomfist as a tank. You heard me right. They are currently trying to make that character an entirely different role. Now that requires an entirely other video for breaking down what that possibly could be, but let's talk about the Sombra freaking changes because they just changed her entire kit. First off, they reworked Hack. Hack gets a 3-second cooldown, and it's going to technically last 8 seconds, and that's a little bit scary, but the thing that you need to understand is that the actual hack, the disabling part of the hack, is only gonna last that 1 second. So you're gonna hack something, they're gonna get disabled like instantly, and then they're gonna get their abilities again. So you could do things like cancel an animation, cancel a Reinhardt mid-charge, and things like that. Now, on top of that, the 8-second remaining, or the 7 seconds afterwards, they are going to be revealed to all allies. And yeah, right here, things look okay. Things are seeming kind of fine with the character until we add on the secondary effect, which is for that entire 8-second duration, she does 50% more damage to the hacked target. She is legitimately doing double damage. Now, her ultimate is completely different than it was before and absolutely nuts. It's going to immediately do 40% of their health to the target that gets hit by this EMP. That is absolutely nuts because you add on to the fact that the targets are going to also take 50% more damage from Sombra herself. She's gonna be able to 1v5 people. She literally just deletes them. This is just nuts. Like, it's nuts. And that's not even all of it. She gets to maintain her invisibility while she hacks. Sure, while she hacks, it's gonna reveal her for a short amount of time, but then she's gonna pop right back into invis. I don't understand. This is crazy. Like, maybe things are gonna look way different when we actually try this out in game, but this seems freaking nuts. Sombra seems like an incredibly powerful team fight winner by herself. It's freaking crazy. Yeah, I really want to know what you think about these changes because, yeah, I like the Bastion ones a little bit more than this, but this is just absolutely bonkers. But I'm definitely excited to try out Sombra for myself. Let me know what you think about these changes down below. Now, the next thing that we do got to talk about is the Bastion changes. Now, Bastion is not getting self-repair anymore. He loses that ability. And honestly, the character as a whole just changes so damn much. Now, first off, he's going to have a bounce off the wall AoE that gets to bounce off walls, and you get to like do splash damage, which is a cool ability. It's a skill shot. I actually like it. On top of that, he's gonna have a much reduced fire rate, but there is no spread, so you could almost snipe. They literally said that you can snipe with Bastion. You're like a sniper Bastion, being able to poke from really long ranges. If you have good aim, you can really pressure out supports and things like that, and it's not going very fast, so you're not bursting them down, but you are putting some additional pressure on them. Now, his ultimate is also all different, where you go into an artillery mode where you literally pick 3 spots where you rain down mortar shells on them and deal damage to them. Now, this is probably going to be a pretty easy one to balance. If it does too much damage, it's of course going to get nerfed, and you could always buff the damage. I definitely think it's going to get really frustrating when you're like 1 HP hiding somewhere and yeah, they just like freaking deal damage to you from the sky. But it's definitely an interesting kit altogether. And then you add it into the last part where you can go into sentry mode on Bastion and you can actually move. It doesn't look like it's as powerful as it was before. Like, you're not doing as much damage, which it's kind of the less damage at the cost of mobility, and it's also on a cooldown. So this is definitely a much different way to push Bastion. It looks like the character is going to be a lot more fun to play. I don't know if he's going to be more fun to play against, but at least there's not going to be this pirate ship like it was before. So I really want to know your opinion about these Bastion changes. What do you think about them? Compare them to the Sombra changes. Which one do you like better? Which one do you freaking hate? How do you feel about Doomfist as a freaking main tank or a tank. And of course, I really want to know your opinion about the reduction of CC for everything but tank. I think that's a pretty sweet thing to give just tanks, and I think it's going to be easier for solo tanks to play the freaking game when there's not tons and tons of CC in the game. I mean, we've gotten a lot of really bad metas because of CC in the first place. And yeah, I really want to know your opinion about all that and why. And go to the GameLeap website down below if you want in-depth tips and tricks so that you could dominate in the rest of Overwatch 1 and leading into Overwatch 2. But thank you so much for coming by. Hope you enjoyed the video. I love your faces, and I'll see you next time.